Hello, hello. Welcome to yoga. My name is Nicola. Today I'm going to lead just a general all levels practice. We will begin by moving into the neck and shoulders a little bit. We'll be moving through some sun salutations, a little bit of balance, some back bends, and ending up, laying on the mat, doing a little more restorative work. So just keep in mind that this is your own personal practice. If something doesn't feel right in your body, please take one of the modifications or just do something that feels good and then jump back in whenever you're ready. So we'll begin with our centering as we always do. This is your opportunity to look inward a little bit, check in with yourself, see how you feel today, really listen to your body. Note if there's any areas that you're going to need to take special care of, and just focus your mind here in the present moment on your mat and try to get rid of all outside influences. Just be in your own head with your own body on your own mat for the next hour. So just sit comfortably. Try to keep the spine nice and tall to make room for the breath. And we'll just come into some slow, deep breaths. Try to inhale and exhale through the nose. It's not always possible. And if you can, try to create that ujjayi sound by causing a slight constriction in your throat so that as you inhale and exhale, you can hear the air whisper up and down your throat. It's the same kind of sound as if you were trying to fog up a bathroom mirror, that and it's the same kind of feeling in your throat. Feeling calm, feeling relaxed, tuning in, being okay with where you showed up today, with how your body feels. And just being open and willing to work with that. Work with what you have. This is your own personal practice. So just allowing belly to soften and expand as you inhale. Perhaps drawing belly button towards spine to help fully exhale. And perhaps setting an intention for yourself for today's practice. If you do find the mind wandering throughout the practice, just come back to the breath, come back to that intention. Let's take one more inhale breath. Exhale fully. And then just allow your breath to come naturally without too much thought. Perhaps maintaining that ujjayi sound throughout the practice. So moving into the neck and shoulders, just drop chin towards chest and just pause there, allowing the weight of your head just to stretch out the back of the neck. And then we'll come into some half circles here. As you inhale, just bring your chin over to one shoulder. As you exhale, chin passes across your chest. Inhaling, bring chin to opposite shoulder. So just working with your breath. Slow half circles. Just beginning to ease up that neck, shoulder area that's often very tight. We do carry a lot of tension in this area, as well as in the hips. Next time your chin comes over to the right, just pause. Continue to breathe slowly, evenly. You can place your right hand on the mat alongside you. Or perhaps you bring the hand to the side of the head and just add a little gentle pressure here to increase that stretch in the neck. Emphasis on the word gentle. You never want to tug too hard on the head and neck. Your left hand can remain where it is. You can thread it behind your back, bringing fingertips towards the opposite waist, which will help draw down this left shoulder, increasing that stretch in the neck. Maybe you like to bring your arm to shoulder height and just work into the shoulder a little bit by doing some arm circles. So tune into your body. What's it asking for? What would feel really good in this moment? If you do decide to circle the arm, just make sure you circle in both directions. We'll be here for a few more breaths. If you do have the right hand on your head, just gently release it back to the floor. Take your chin across to the opposite side and just pause there. And then just begin to find your perfect stretch on this side. It may be slightly different to what you did on the other side. Maybe you have a shoulder issue and you don't want to circle the arm, so you just leave the arm down by your side. Or perhaps you like to stretch the arm behind your back. We'll be here for a few breaths. If you do have your left hand on this side of your head, just release it to the mat. Release right hand to the mat. And just sit nice and tall. So we'll be moving into some seated cat dog or cat cow. So perhaps bringing your hands to your knees. Inhaling, chest comes forward. Looking up, tipping that tailbone back. And as you exhale, rounding the back and tucking it in, chin and tailbone. Inhaling, finding that dog stretch, that dog tilt to the pelvis. Exhale, finding cat. And just continue to flow with your own breath. Back and forth, one slow, continuous flow from one posture to the next. Taking one more inhale breath. As you exhale into cat, just hold that stretch. Do not hold your breath. Continue to breathe. Interlace your fingers and press the arms out in front. Now you can press the tops of the hands out, or you can turn your hands, pressing the palms out. Just whatever feels right to you. Just enjoy that cat stretch as you continue to breathe deeply, sending the breath into that upper back area. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. As you inhale, just begin to bring the arms up overhead, coming to a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, lower that left arm, bending over to the left side. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, come over to the right side. So we're just creating a nice little side bend in the spine. Again, just flowing with your breath. Go once more to the right. And the next time you're coming over towards that left side, just pause, holding this side stretch. So I want you to think about extending that arm long, expanding the ribs on this right side of the body, rather than collapsing down. Think about elongating. And then just begin to twist at the waist so your chest faces your thigh and reach forward with that right hand. Now you're going to feel the stretch move more into the upper back shoulder area. Coming up nice and tall, take your hand to the outside of your knee, take your other hand behind you, use it to prop the spine up nice and tall as you inhale, and as you exhale, find a spinal twist. As you hold the twist, just think about sitting up a fraction taller with each inhale, twisting a little more with each exhale. Take one more inhale breath, and as you exhale, release the twist, facing front. Inhale, reach your arms up tall. Exhale, we'll lean over to the right side. So right hand to the mat, left hand reaches overhead, expanding the ribs on this left side of the body, breathing into that rib cage area. On your next exhale, just begin to twist at the waist, reaching forward through that left hand, feeling the stretch now in the upper back shoulder area on the left side. Allowing that area to expand with the breath. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, bring hand to the outside of your thigh, sitting up nice and tall. Right hand behind you as a prop for the spine. Inhale once more. Exhale, begin to twist. Working into that twist a little deeper with each breath. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale, return to face front. So we'll be coming into Dandasana or staff pose. You want to extend your legs out in front. If hamstrings are tight, keep knees soft. Hands resting alongside your hips. Core is working to keep the spine nice and tall. Bring your shoulders down your back. So maybe roll them a couple times. And then use those shoulder blades to draw the shoulders down. Flex your feet, pulling toes back towards your shins. Core is working to keep spine long. Breath is flowing easily. Then we'll be coming into bound angle. So just drawing your feet in towards you with the soles of your feet together. Try to maintain a long spine. So if it's easier, just keep your feet a little further away. Everybody's different. Everybody's hips have different levels of flexibility. Mine are always pretty tight. So I'm not a person that can get my feet in and get my knees flat on the floor. And I'm okay with that because I don't need to do that. I do what I can. I do what feels good. For me, it's pushing my feet a little further forward. So find your comfortable position where you can keep the spine nice and tall. And then just begin to lean forward a little bit, maintaining the integrity of the spine here. So stay here for a few more breaths with a long spine. Perhaps your edge will change a little bit and you can inch yourself forward with each breath or every other breath. Then I will be giving you the opportunity to round the spine and fold forward. So this can be done with feet close to the body, or if you want to come into turtle, push your feet further away as mine are. So more towards the front edge of your mat. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, begin to round the spine, bringing the nose towards the floor. It doesn't matter if you round down an inch or if your head touches the floor. Everyone is different. If you are trying turtle, you can take your hands palms down and thread them underneath your lower legs. And just rest your forearms on the mat. Perhaps even bringing your hands on top of your feet, just an option. Do what feels right. And just allow the head to relax down. We'll be here for 4 or 5 breaths. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale it out. And then on your next inhale, just release the pose, coming to a nice tall spine. Leave your legs where they are. We'll bring the hands behind us. And you can face your fingers in any direction that feels good to you. We're going to draw the shoulder blades together and open up the chest for seated fish. Breathe in and out of that expanded chest area. Gaze can remain forward, or you can look up slightly. That just depends on your level of comfort in your neck. Really draw those shoulder blades together. Really allow that chest to expand. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale. Release the shoulders, release the hands. We'll be just briefly coming onto the hands and knees. And making our way to downward facing dog. So just make sure you have a nice wide handprint. Hands perhaps are a little forward of the shoulders. Tuck your toes and begin to lift up your hips. As always, if hamstrings are tight, just keep your legs bent. Push your heels in the general direction of the mat. Push into the palms of your hands so chest moves back towards thighs. You want to think about finding that dog tilt in the tailbone, so tipping your tailbone up and back. If it helps, you can deeply bend your knees, find that tilt, and then try to maintain the tilt as you begin to straighten your legs. You also want to think about drawing shoulder blades down your back and then wrapping them forward. All these micro adjustments here are just to help support the spine. So feel free to just hold here. If you're feeling a little movement come up, maybe coming up onto the toes, alternately pressing one heel then the other into the mat, walking out your dog. Or perhaps coming up onto the toes and deeply bending the knees to give a stretch to the bottoms of the feet and the toes. I'm going to offer up a little hip opener. Take it or leave it. If you're enjoying walking the dog, you can feel free to stay with this. If you want to try the hip opener, just bring your left leg a little closer to the center of the mat and raise your right leg for three-legged dog. Really think about pushing that foot away from you, getting longer, then bend your knee and twist towards the right side. So you're kind of opening your hips to the right, heel is pressing towards your glutes, gaze is out towards the right side. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, extend your leg long, turn back towards your mat, back to three-legged dog. On your next exhale, just lower your leg down and perhaps take a moment again to walk out the dog. Then bringing your right leg towards the center of the mat, left leg comes up nice and long. Again, think about pushing that toe away, push through the palms of your hands, get as long as you can, and then bend that leg and open up your hips to the left side. Stacking your hips, drawing heel towards glutes, looking out under that left armpit. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Bring hips level with the mat. Extend that leg long. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. Lower that foot. And then begin to walk your hands, your feet, forward towards your hands. How about that? And just hang here in ragdoll. Maybe clasping opposite elbows. Swaying gently from side to side. So if you're enjoying ragdoll, you have the option to just stay here. Make sure head and neck are hanging loose. If you'd like to work a little bit on your hamstring stretch, flexibility, take your fingertips and face them back towards your feet and kind of step on towards the palms of your hands so your toes meet that wrist crease for Padahastasana. So inhale here, make your chest nice and long, soften the knees slightly so chest comes to thighs, and as you exhale, fold forward. And then as you hold this stretch, you can begin to slowly straighten your legs to your own degree. Pushing feet into hands and pulling hands up into feet to help you stretch out those hamstrings a little bit. Remember, you should not be in any discomfort or pain. If you are, just bend the knees more.
Take one more breath. As you exhale, just release your hands, maybe coming back into that ragdoll for the next breath or so. And then bringing hands to shins or thighs. Make your way about halfway up, finding jackknife. Crown of head is pointing forward. Shoulder blades are pulling back to pull shoulders away from ears. Weight is mostly in the heels. Knees are soft. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, push into the feet, release the hands and sweep your arms up, finding extended mountain. And then drawing hands to heart. So we'll be moving through some sun salutations to get that energy flowing. Feel the heat in the body a little more now that we've kind of loosened up. We'll start with some sun breaths and then we'll move through some sun salutation A, sun salutation B. Just lower your arms, inhale, bring palms together, reaching up, exhale, push your palms down. Moving at your own pace, creating a little bit of resistance with your own arms as if you're moving them through something thick. Core is pulled in, tailbone is tucked, legs are strong, leg muscles are engaged. Feel yourself rooted down into the earth like a mountain. Take one more sun breath, and then we'll add on. So inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping back, find your plank or tabletop, your choice. Hold here for a breath or so. On your next inhale, just shift forward slightly and begin to lower. You can lower all the way down or choose to hover. Inhale, make your way to either low cobra, full cobra, or just lifting the knees, pressing into tops of the feet, but upward dog, upward facing dog. Take one more breath. As you exhale, find downward facing dog. Stay here for a breath. Next inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk, or you can hop towards the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up, finding that extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do two more, a little quicker, just flowing with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, jackknife. Exhale, fold. Inhale, finding plank or tabletop. Shifting forward slightly. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a breath. Next inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart one more time. find that plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower. Finding upward dog. We'll pause in downward dog for a breath.
Sometimes everything is wrong.
Next, inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat. If you're hopping, try to land lightly. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on. Inhale, reach up, listen up. Exhale, bend your knees coming into chair pose. Inhale, fold forward. Finding jackknife. Exhale. Stepping back to plank. Lower down. Remember to connect movement to breath. Finding upward dog. Exhaling to downward dog. Soften your knees, step your right foot forward. Set your back knee down. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank. Inhaling, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Upward facing dog. Downward dog. Softening the knees. Step your right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands down. Stepping back to plank and shifting forward on your inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, finding upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pausing here. Inhale, soften knees and look forward. Exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find that chair. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. I missed the chair. Sink into chair. I always do this at least one time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Stepping back, finding your plank or tabletop. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now this time, stepping your left foot forward. You can keep that back knee up for a crescent lunge or lower it down, either way. Exhale, palm down. Stepping back to plank, lower down. Upward dog, downward dog. Soften knees. Find your lunge by stepping right foot forward. Inhale brings you to the top of that lunge. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, stepping back to plank or tabletop, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pause for a breath or two. On your next inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. I'm not going to forget the chair this time. Inhale, sink your hips lower. Exhale here. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. We got 1 more to go. Inhale here. Exhale, sink down into chair. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, jackknife. Exhale, fold. Finding your plank. Lower down. Come to downward dog. Softening knees. Step right foot forward. Inhale, find your lunge. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower. Come into upward dog, downward dog. Soften knees, right foot comes forward. Inhale, finding your lunge. Exhale, lower. Stepping back to plank or tabletop. Lower down, slowly challenge yourself. Coming to upward facing dog. And just pausing in downward dog here. Feeling heat building, feeling heart beating a little faster, breath moving a little more quickly. So now's your chance to slow the breath down. Inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lowering the hips, coming into chair. Let's just pause here for a breath or two. Working those legs, feeling heat building, weight is in your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes around. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Ooh, so perhaps you feel your heart beating a little quicker against your thumbs. So just turn on your mat and come to a wide angle stance. We're coming into wide angle forward fold, and then we'll move side to side through some standing postures. Knees soft. Just begin to come forward here. And remember, you can pause here parallel to the mat. If you want, you can continue to fold forward, bringing hands to mat. Just enjoy this forward fold for a few more breaths. They're very restorative, having head below heart. If you want, you can walk your hands over to one side, find a twist for a breath, and then slowly make your way over to the other side. Open up for that twist. And lowering your hands. Come back to center. Soften your knees slightly. Come halfway up. On your next inhale, come all the way up, arms up into 5-pointed star. Exhale into goddess. We'll just hold here for a breath or two. Find warrior two to the right side. Should say left side. I usually do the reverse of everything because I mirror image the class. It's hard when I don't actually have participants. Left or right doesn't really matter. Let's just say this is the left side. So we're holding warrior two, front leg is bent. Knee is approximately in line with your ankle here. Arms reaching out, energy moving between your fingertips. From here, straighten your front leg. Begin to lean forward at the waist, working into triangle. Windmilling your arms. Arms reaching floor to ceiling. Top shoulder is up and back. Gaze is wherever you're comfortable. Exhale. Use your next inhale to draw you back up. And then we'll come to reverse triangle. So just bring your front arm up and back. You are reaching back, but it's more of a side bend than a back bend here. Back arm is loose, just resting on your back leg. Make your way back to warrior two.
Then we'll windmill the arms and find a runner's lunge. So you're taking your hands either side of your back, of your front foot, and your back heel is off the mat. Sinking down into the hips. Moving into standing runner. Step your back foot forward a little bit so that you can set that heel down. Depending on the flexibility, you may have to keep legs bent or straighten them. And you may want to stay here parallel to the mat, or perhaps bringing nose toward knee. Take one more inhale breath, exhale, and then kind of pivoting on your feet, walk yourself back into that wide angle forward fold. Inhale, come about halfway up here, pause. On your next inhale, finding 5-pointed star, exhaling into goddess. Now we'll find our warrior 2 to the other side, so let's just say the right side. Making your way into that warrior, nice wide legs. Try to sink your hips down. Arms at shoulder height. Feeling a little fire, a little heat building in this right thigh. Getting stronger. Take one more breath. And go ahead and straighten your front leg. Lean at the waist. Reaching forward. Once you can't reach anymore, just windmill the arms. Finding triangle. Remembering here, it doesn't matter how deep you reach down. More important to keep this top shoulder up and back. Keep your chest open. Take one more breath here. Use your next inhale to bring you up, turning front palm over. We'll continue into reverse triangle, reaching up, finding that side bend. Take one more inhale breath here. As you exhale, make your way to warrior 2. And from here, just windmill your arms, finding a runner's lunge. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. You'll achieve this by getting the hips as low as you can. And then moving into the hamstrings for the standing runner, stepping your back foot forward, setting your heel down. Remembering you can keep spine parallel with the mat, or continue to round the spine, bringing nose toward knee. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale and begin to make your way back to that wide angle forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up with soft knees. Exhale. Inhale one more time to 5-pointed start. Exhale into goddess.
Take one more full breath here. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, back to 5-pointed star, and then lower your arms. Just begin to bring your feet together. So we'll be coming into tree. Ground that left foot down into the earth. Soften the knee. And remember, option 1 for tree has the ball of your foot still on the ground for support. Or you can begin to bring this right leg anywhere up your left leg. Just avoid pressing on the knee. Hands can stay in prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. Or you can begin to reach the arms up overhead. Perhaps even swaying a little bit, or maybe you like to find steeple pose. Perhaps weeping willow by lowering right arm to knee. And just draping left arm overhead. Listen to your body, feel it. Do whatever feels good. Take one more inhale breath. As you exhale, bring hands back to heart. Take a breath here. And then just release that right leg. Just shake your legs out. And then ground that right foot into the earth. Think about sending roots down. Soften your knee. And find your version of tree on the other side. You can be more supportive, or perhaps challenge yourself a little bit more. You also can come up to a wall and place one arm against the wall. Just remembering not to press on your knee. Okay, do whatever comes up for the arms. Perhaps a weeping willow. Perhaps even challenging your balance by kind of looking up. Ooh. Maybe steeple pose. Take one more breath. Return hands to heart. Stay here for one more breath. Release the leg. Maybe shake your legs out. We'll be making our way onto the mat on our front. So maybe just come down onto your knees. Come into a tabletop and then just lower down. Bring the feet about mat width apart. Tops of feet can remain on the mat, or you can turn your heels in, toes out. And again, just stack your arms, rest your forehead on your arms, and rest here in crocodile for a few breaths. This is a very open posture for the abdomen and belly, so allow your breath to be deep here. Take one more breath. And then bring your feet together, tops of feet on the mat. Extend your arms long. We'll be working into Sphinx pose. So begin to draw your forearms back till your elbows are underneath your shoulders or a little bit further forward. Connect palms to mat and then pull back on your arms, but without letting them move. This will pull your chest forward. Engage the glutes. Tip the tailbone forward. Tuck the pelvis into the mat. This will help protect the low back. Gaze can be straight forward, or if you prefer, you can drop chin to chest and perhaps even come into some more of those half circles as we did in the beginning. Tune in to what your body's asking for at this moment. One more breath. And then slowly lower. Turn your head to one side. So we'll be coming into one more back bend. You can either repeat Sphinx or we can try both. So if you're doing Sphinx, then feel free to make your way there right now. If you're doing boat, place forehead on the mat. Bring arms behind you, palms down. And again, engage the glutes. Tuck tailbone forward. And as you inhale, just begin to lift up head and chest and shoulders. If you like, lift up the feet. And also take the palms off the mat. And as you breathe, breathe deeply into the belly. You should feel yourself rock slightly, like a boat on the water. Take one more breath. Slowly lower down. And take your hands to your chest, come up slowly to your knees. And we'll be coming into child's pose to counteract those back bends. Feel free to stay here with arms extended forward if that feels right, or perhaps bring the arms back, palms up, hands resting next to your feet. Take one more breath here. So we'll be moving on to the back. If you're loving child's pose and you want to stay there for a little longer, that's always an option. You really don't have to do exactly what I'm leading. But if you're coming with me, just roll onto the back slowly, keeping your feet flat on the mat, palms down, and then perhaps just begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Perhaps bringing your knees in, extending your legs up, and then bending your knees, soles of the feet facing towards the ceiling, coming into happy baby. Grasping the insteps of your feet, or maybe holding onto your shins, or just resting arms on the back of thighs and interlacing fingers. And just rocking gently from side to side. Letting go of the feet, extending legs up, coming into hip stand, interlace fingers, and just bring them behind your head, flex your feet, take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, just gently draw chin towards chest. Feeling again a nice stretch to the back of the neck. Lowering head to mat, bringing feet down. We'll just do a brief knee down twist. So extend your right leg long, left knee draws in. Just begin to bring that knee over, across and down to the right. Pay attention to the low back. If low back is tight, keep your knee in line with your hip. If you have more flexibility, just begin to bring your knee a little lower. On your next exhale, just roll gently onto the back and gather both knees in. And then extend that left leg long. Right arm comes out to shoulder height. Finding your twist to the other side, paying attention to your low back. here for a couple more breaths. And then just begin to slowly make your way onto your back for Shavasana. So if low back is tight or you need more support, just keep your legs bent, feet flat on the mat. Otherwise, extend your legs long, arms by your side, palms up. And just let arms and legs roll out to the side. Perhaps nestling your shoulder blades in a little bit closer to each other. And just mentally scan your body. Note any areas where you're still holding on to tension and just try to let them go. Let that tension melt away. Visualize yourself sinking into the support of the floor. Let the earth cradle you. Let it support you. Let the breath be natural. And try to keep the mind quiet. Just focus on your own soft breathing. Begin to bring your attention back to the present moment. And just make some small movements with the body, perhaps rotating wrists and ankles or wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe taking an overhead stretch. Drawing your knees in, hugging them to your chest, perhaps just gently rocking from side to side here. And then perhaps making your way onto one side and pausing for a few breaths there. Slowly making your way to a seated position. Just sit comfortably.
bringing hands to heart. So again, scan your body, hopefully feeling more relaxed, more at peace, ready for the rest of your day, whatever's ahead of you. And just be grateful to yourself for taking the time out to listen to your body, to honor your body's needs, and to practice with me today. Taking an inhale breath, reaching up, gather all that positive energy and draw it to your heart center. Do with it what you will. If you need it to help you through the rest of your day, take it inward. If there's someone you know needs help, send it out into the universe. Guide it to the people you know that need your help today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Take care.